y'all, it's me Alex. Today I wanted to just film like an easy little tutorial for y'all using some makeup that has been making me pretty happy recently, slash also get in some reviews for the Melt and Beetlejuice collection. So that's like the majority of what's on my face, but I am mentioning a couple of other products that I do really like that I have been using a lot. I had filmed an entire like big, deep, in-depth review of it that ended up being about an hour long. I even filmed a really cute little intro that I'm gonna insert like right here just so you can see it because it's pretty cute. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Okay, even if it's not cute, at least it's a really good pun, okay? Our current internet state at my house is really not the greatest, so that ended up like, it just didn't work out. So I wanted to film just kind of like a shorter video using some of the products, using some other stuff that I like. That'll hopefully give you a pretty decent like feel for what's in the collection. Obviously I know most of it's sold out by now, but you know, I didn't get that whole big old PR box for nothing. Like I wanted to share my thoughts anyway. So yeah, I've kind of been just like dealing with a lot of like things in my life that have been stressing me the hell out, and one of the things that I have been trying to do recently to kind of help center myself is just like think about things that bring me joy and do things that bring me joy. So doing makeup, and a lot of the makeup I'm using right now is making me really happy. So I wanted to share that, and I don't talk a whole lot during the tutorial, but yeah, I hope that you will find this interesting and you will enjoy it as much as I do. So anyway, let's just get into the actual makeup right now. Okay, as always, we're gonna go in and prime with the NYX HD eyeshadow primer. Well, not we, me. Me is going in with the NYX HD eyeshadow primer. I'm really tired. Being grammatically correct is not my strong suit. Yeah, this is obviously something that I've loved for a very, very long time. I think that it is absolutely just a really great product. Just if you want Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion, but without that price, get this, it's super great. I really want to use a combination of the two Melt palettes, because like as I said in my intro of this video, my Melt video ended up being the like one of the longest videos I've ever filmed. It ended up being like an hour long. So I want to use like some of the products because I do have some genuine favorites out of that collection. I really want to do the bright red from the waiting room on my lid, and I think I'm going to use a combination of like the red and purple mattes in my crease to kind of blend it out. I know that the palettes are kind of the only thing really left from the collection. It's available at Sephora, I think. I know that they were having like some licensing issues and whatever, so I know that they weren't able to bring it back like as much as they wanted to, which really sucks because there are some absolute gems from the collection that aren't the palettes. I love both of the palettes. I think that if you're interested in either of them, all of the red base shadows do stain, but all of the shadows perform really well. So I don't think you'd be disappointed with either of the palettes. I'm gonna blend Bio Exorcist from the Recently Deceased palette and Obituary from, well, I think I'm gonna begin with Bio Exorcist and then blend it out with Obituary to like deepen it up, I think would probably be our best bet. And I'm using the blending brush from the collection. I think the brush set is really, really nice too. It's not good if you have like smaller eyes than I do, if you don't have a lot of lid space, or if you prefer more like precise looks. I personally really like it. I love getting a good eye brush set, but it's not meant for everyone, and that's okay. I'm really sad that I can't that my internet isn't good enough to get up the hour-long video. That was a really good video, and I'm very proud of it, and I can get it up. Okay, and now I'm going to deepen that up with the shade Obituary. I'm also using another brush from the Melt and Beetlejuice collection. I promise this isn't the only makeup that I'm going to feature here. I just want to do kind of a combination red and purple sort of look. Honestly, I really love like Melt's curated collections. I think they do a very good job of it, like especially their holiday collections. Between this and like the Amor Eterno collection, I think they did a good job. I'm hoping that this look turns out how I want it to. I'm gonna just take that first brush and blend out the edges. A little bit more of that purple on top so I can just keep it bright and vibrant, because I didn't want to like unbright it. Is that a word? No, it's not. It's a word now. that is good enough for now, I think. Now I'm gonna take like that brushy brush, like the Packy brush. Who the fuck am I? And I'm going to use the shade Lydia on top of that. Honestly, just such a fun little collection. Okay, there we go. There I'm getting a little bit more of the effect that I was hoping for. I'm trying to figure out which of the gel liners I want to use for this look. Since I was thinking about using the purple one from the collection, but I want to give the green another shot. I didn't care much for it when I had originally used it, but I think maybe I just need to contrast it better with some of the other shades. I like that color combination. I like reds and purples a lot on myself. Now I think I'm going to use Lost Souls on the outer portion of the lower lash line just to purple it up a little bit more. So please tell me in the comments what has been making you really happy recently. I really like just kind of knowing that about other people. I've been trying to kind of make it a practice to kind of think about the things that are bringing me joy, the things that I am grateful for. I know it's not like something that everyone can do, and I don't think look on the bright side is like the cure to everyone's unhappiness, but it does kind of, you know, like when you're in a really bad spot, it does kind of help you like get away from the edge of exploding. So that's something that I've kind of like tried to keep in mind for myself as like a practice of like doing things that make me happy, remembering things that make me happy. And I know it's silly, but that's how I'm doing. And now I'm gonna take this Elf & Jacissa J4 brush, and I'm going to use Neurotic towards the inner portion of my lower lash line and even use that as my inner corner highlight. And I kind of did get that in my eye a little bit. There it is in my cornea, but it happens. Sometimes we just get things in our corneas. Honestly, the shimmers in these palettes, aside from the silver shimmer in the Waiting Room palette, the shimmers in both of these palettes are just immaculate. And I love them so very much. I gotta blink this shit away right now. Okay, now that I have blinked away the eyeshadow that I accidentally put in my corneas, I'm going to reattempt to use the Afterlife Ultra Matte Gel Liner. I like how it looks, you just have to build it up a lot, and I don't have quite the steadiest hand, so that does create a little bit of extra work for me. Like, I'm just gonna do some wings with it. I know this was like meant to be sheer according to Melt, but I don't like that. I like their really pigmented gel liners. All the others perform great. So that is disappointing to me, but. Okay, and I'm gonna do the other eye and then go back over this eye. Because like I said, it's not a bad color, it's just really sheer compared to all of their other gel liners. And I've had lighter colored gel liners from them before that are like super pigmented that I don't have to go over. I don't know why they chose to do this for that, like this formula for that collection. Okay, let me go back over the liner. I'm sorry I'm not talking during this. This is just like difficult for me to do. Like, it's really hard to talk while doing liner. I think I saw Pompberry do like this on her lashes, which if I could figure out how to do, I might use this as a lower lash mascara for this look. I think that would be a better use for this color. I'm also kind of just noticing like the line isn't as sharp because I did have to like go over it again. I think that's better-ish, but then I'm gonna have to really amp up this side. Okay, I think that looks the best. I think I'm just gonna do regular mascara because that was a little bit much for me to have to do. That was a lot of effort for me to get this done. Now I'm gonna use the curler from the collection, the lash curler, and that is honestly pretty good too. I don't think it's revolutionary, but it's also like not pokey or pinchy or anything. which is honestly a goddamn miracle. And I'm going to use the mascara from that collection as well. This is one of the things that I was honestly the most impressed with. Out of the entire collection, I think they did a very good job with it. And I'm also noticing that this liner is cracking again. I might have to go back and fix that. Or I might just leave it. And it's gonna be whatever the fuck it is. But this mascara works really nice. It reminds me a little bit of the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, but like less flaky. It's not gonna flake all over your face. And the packaging I think is really impressive. Very similar kind of in that regard. So I think that they did a very good job with that. And one more coat of the mascara. Just on the top though, so my bottom lashes don't look weird. Okay, now let's move on to face products. I really haven't changed up all that much when it comes to my face. You'll know that I keep that pretty standard. So I'm gonna begin with the Fenty Matchsticks in Mocha, and I'm gonna do some underpainting using a Real Techniques Expert Face Brush here. And I really only kind of underpaint my cheekbones. And I don't do it that much, but like just enough that if I didn't put any base makeup on top, that it would look kind of weird. I think that is a decent metric for that. And then I'm just going to use my old reliable base product, the NYX Bear With Me Tinted Skin Veil. And of course, for my bronzer, I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty Shady Biz bronzer from their Sunstalker bronzer line. Like, I don't have a lot to say about bronzers, but like, this one's a good one. It blends nicely, which I think is really all one can ask for. Okay, now one of the newer products in my collection from like the non-melt Beetlejuice collection that I do want to mention is this little Lime Crime Software blush in the shade Flash Drive. When I first got it, I swatched it on the back of my hand and it kind of looked like nothing, just a little bit glowy. But when I apply it to my face, it gives me kind of like just enough of a flush. And I gotten this from the Lime Crime site because I wanted to just like try a couple of things while they were having some very good Black Friday sales. It's very subtle. And y'all know that while I'm very bold on like a lot of parts of my face, I really don't like doing a lot of blush on myself. Like, I think it can look really good, but I have a lot of redness in my cheeks, and I feel like for me, getting blush to look good is a lot more effort than I actually want to put in. So this kind of just like makes my face look just alive enough that I don't think I really need a whole lot extra. Like, I do highlighter, of course, and I do kind of layer it with one of my Milani blushes when I really want to like add a little oomph to my face, but I'm very content with it because I feel like it kind of does just enough where I don't feel like I have to add a whole lot else. Just like a nice little healthy glow, making me look less dead, you know? And this highlighter is kind of an old reliable favorite. That is the Melt Digital Dust Highlighter in Morningstar. This is something that I bought for the name, but also because the color is pretty nice. This is probably the weirdest highlighter that I have that I enjoy. It's just kind of like a pinky pearly highlighter, so it doesn't like do too much, you know? But it is like just interesting enough on my face. And it has like enough of a glow. It's not super, you know, intense or glittery or anything. It's just pretty nice. I do kind of want to add the Milani blush on top. This is the Berry Amore blush from Milani, which basically is like a slightly darker powder version of the Lime Crime blush. If you want a drugstore version or you don't feel comfortable buying from Lime Crime, I think that this is a good option for you. It is like slightly more pigmented, but not so much that I think it's like problematic on my face. I think they just pair very, very nicely together and just layer very nicely together. They're pairing and layering. Now let me see what I want to wear for lipstick, because I kind of want to dig back into that Melt collection. I'm kind of trying not to use all of the Melt stuff, but also they make some really good shit. I think I'm going to use the shade Calypso from the like lipsticks, which is this kind of like purpley metallic-y shade. I love Melt's lipsticks, and I love them even more in this packaging where you can kind of like semi-see the colors and compare them to one another through like the clear greenness. I'm a huge matte lipstick fan, but I don't like their packaging because it all looks the same and they only have like the shade names on the bottom and not any like stickers with color. So this is nice and helpful. I really like the bullet lipsticks from this collection. I wasn't as huge of a fan of the metallic lips, like the liquid lips, not because they're like uncomfortable or they looked bad, they just simply weren't my cup of tea. I think that they're nice and I will use them, but just that's not a now thing. Let me just spray my face with some Old Reliable All-Nighter Setting Spray from Urban Decay. And I did want to mention like one last like thing that I have been enjoying. I recently got in my perfumes from the brand Alpha Musks, which is an indie perfume brand. And right now the shop is on a hiatus because the owner has been going through some stuff and is trying to catch up on all the orders. I personally had a very good customer service experience despite all of that because my order did come pretty late, around election day actually, even though I ordered it back in July, but the quality of these perfumes is super nice. This is not sponsored. I just apply perfumes to bring me joy. This one, I have 4 of them. The one that is my favorite is Dominant Women, which I really like it. I bought it for the name because I kind of wanted like an even number, and I was like, Dominant Women sounds like a good name. And this smells really, really nice. It reminds me of my Nana's perfume, which is Nina Ricci's L'air du Temps. So it always makes me like think of her and what an awesome person that she is. And I also think that you would love the name of it. It's like that, but a little bit sweeter, a little bit more fruity, because that scent is very, very floral, which I would know from driving my Nana to church because she would always put on like a lot extra when she would go to church, and so you needed to roll down the window in the car a little bit. So it smells like that, but a little bit fruitier, which is nice because I don't care much for florally scents on myself, but if it has like a fruity sweet kind of scent to it, then that makes it a lot nicer for me. So I did want to mention this just like as something else that is kind of bringing me joy and is like beauty related, because I haven't done a favorites video in a minute because of like life, and I wanted to kind of mention that and all of this stuff before my big ol' yearly favorites comes up at the end of this month. Gonna have to figure out how to do that with this shit internet. Anyway, if you've made it this far in this video, you are an amazing human being. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe down below if you want to see more videos from me. Let me know what has been bringing you joy, beauty or otherwise, in the comments below, and I will see y'all in my next one. I hope you'll have a wonderful day. Bye!